Well, where I grew up in Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, man, I knew nothing about the government. I knew two things: the Division of Motor Vehicles and the IRS. And then the flood hit where I live in Pennsylvania, the beginning of the 70s. And I wasn't there anymore. I was living in Washington, and it wiped out my family's business, wiped out the family home, everything. The whole city was wiped out. And so I went up and shoveled, helped my dad shovel out the house. I mean, there was mud all over. We spent 2 or 3 weeks shoveling out everything. But what I saw there was the power of the federal government when people have problems. You know, I mean, well, my dad got money for his business from the government, got money for his house from the government. The Oh God! They helped them shovel out afterwards. It was like nothing else. They even gave him a what do you call a trailer to live in, and he put it on the golf course because he's a golfer. Now that was I had no idea of that power. So now what I spend my life to is trying to understand the government has programs to help you when you're in trouble, and that's what they're really probably better at than a lot of the programs. Now, I put together a listing of 10, 12 organizations that you should know about when you have trouble in your life, how to turn to these programs that will help you. Like can't pay your property taxes. We have a lot of Let's Go Help members that are in trouble now because they can't pay your property taxes. Well, we have to realize, I mean, there's programs at the local level that will pay your property taxes, forgive them for a while, postpone you ever paying or whatever, but you have to contact your local property tax people. And if that doesn't work, you call your elected official. Okay, that's just one. Now you lose your job. That's another hardship that we get. What do you do with that? Well, there's a program at the careeronestop.org that you could go to and get $8,000 to train for a better job than you lost. That's right. Make more money, and the government gives you money so you could make more money. Okay, what happens about your mortgage? You can't pay a mortgage. Man, there are so many mortgage problems no matter where you live. There's a national mortgage problem. And if you go to this website, ncsha.org, and look for emergency housing assistance, that'll tell you about the local office to apply for the national program. Plus, there's dozens of local offices, local programs that you could find by going to findhelp.org and put in housing. Okay, another thing, how about rent? Okay, you need to pay your rent. Well, there's a national emergency housing assistance program for rent too. And you could go to this website, ncsha.org, and look for the rental assistance, contact your local office, and start applying there. If that doesn't work, then you start looking locally. How do you look local? You go to findhelp.org and put in rent, and you'll find dozens of them there. Free cars. That's right. Now, this is a little trickier to try to find, but the best place, because there's nonprofit organizations, not only give out cars to people who really need them, but car repair and other ways of transportating. You need to get to the library, you need to get the doctor's office, stuff like that. And you go to findhelp.org and you put in transportation, okay, and you find out about them. Okay, how about paying your utility bills? Man, you get $3,000 to pay your utility bills, but you have to work at it. And if you go to that findhelp.org and you put in utilities, you'll find a dozen. 2 dozen places to help you get grants to pay your utility bills. But you have to call them. You can't just look and fill out an application. Call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4 until you find somebody that helps. How about $26,000 if your business has been hurt by the pandemic? Well, there's a national program for that. It's called the Employee Retention Credit Program. It's an IRS program. You don't need help filling it out. If you do, there's another government office called the Small Business Development Centers will fill it out for free. Don't get scoffed by some scammer who's promised you business money and you don't have to use them. I mean, they charge you $5,000 for you get a $26,000. Don't waste your money there. Free help to avoid foreclosure. Here's free help to avoid foreclosure. Go to hud.gov/counseling and look for help foreclosure. You professional experts that will help you one-on-one to get out of the foreclosure problem. You worried about eviction, okay? You could solve that problem too. You go to justshelter.org and look for their national resources and get a free lawyer to help you fight that eviction. You don't have to put up with that. They're using the law. You use the law to your benefit. Avoid bankruptcy. Another thing, free legal help to avoid bankruptcy. Where do you find that? hud.gov/counseling. Make an appointment with a free counselor. Can't buy your prescription drugs. Go to needymeds.org and /brand-drugs and find the programs that pay for your prescription drugs. There are programs all over that do this. Now, it takes a little work, so you have to put some effort into it. Disaster assistance, another flood like my parents have been in, hurricanes, bad weather. usa.gov/disasters-and-emergencies. Man, there is so much help out there, but it's going to take some work on your part to take advantage of it. Yeah, and that's what we do at Let's Go Help. Is help you through all that process, whatever you need. We all need help no matter what. But if you don't have $20 for us, man, you take those websites, call them and fight with them. And if you have trouble, you call your elected official. Your elected official will help you fight these agencies to make sure you get what you deserve.